Good evening, everybody. My name is Dave Chase. This is the Mates FC podcast. And tonight we are joined by our welfare officer.
Hello, I'm Andy Tallis, the welfare officer for Mates FC. I'm also one of the coaches at Mates FC and Football Fitness. Good evening, everyone.
Oh, very polite, like a Victorian. One of the things that people aren't necessarily aware of, Andy, is he's welfare. We've also got our captain here.
Hello, everyone. I'm Captain Danny.
From Forest.
I'm an ambassador for Mates. I'm also, as Dave said, team captain for Mates FC. And it's not quite as ginger as last week, but it's an extra large mullet this week.
Lovely. I like what you've got in the background there. Is that normally what's in your kitchen?
Oh, yeah. I didn't even notice. Sorry. I've just got enough, just got enough room for my head in the picture.
That's nice. We'll talk about that in a minute. Si, we're also joined by Si tonight, who is...
Good evening, everybody. I'm Simon Green. I'm one of the managers for Mates FC.
And he's promoted himself.
Evening all.
I'm the King of England. My name's Simon Green. I'm the King of England.
Everybody does what I say.
Yeah, fine. We'll all go with that. That's no trouble. Right, so just a little bit of background. Mates FC, for anyone that doesn't know, Mates FC is a football club a bit different to all the other football clubs. We want to help you boost your positive mental health. We want to get you back in the game after mental health issues may have stopped you playing, or injury may have stopped you playing, and you want to just get the ball rolling again. I didn't mean that pun. But we don't put any pressure on through commitment. We just put our games up as events. You pop your name down for them. If you fancy it and you feel up to it on the day you come along, and if you don't, you're absolutely not letting anyone down by not turning up. You come and play for us when you're ready to get back out there, and we'll do everything we can to help and support you. Right, what's coming up tonight, Mandy?
Right, so on tonight's show, we have got, we're going to talk about sporting injuries, actually, and how it's affected you both physically and mentally. And then just talk about getting ready for the upcoming season when they finally lift lockdown and we get to playing football again. Just about taking it easy to start off with and how you're going to ease yourself back into football. Then we're going to just have a quick chat about the Roman Kemp documentary, which some of you may or may not have seen, and just touch on some of that and how that's affected some of us. So, and then we'll go on to Pierce's goals. So the best goal that you've scored, and what was the worst miss that you've ever done. So we'll do a little spin on it. So get your comments coming in. The worst miss that you've ever done or ever seen as well. Then we're going to have a trophy off, which Dan's got some little trophies behind him. So we'll see if anyone's got any better. I think Si's not got any on display yet, but that could be like a calm before the storm. And then I think Dave's got a couple of trophies that he wants to show off as well.
Yeah.
And then we've got the update to the end-to-end challenge. So we'll go through that as well and just see where we are. We've got some comments coming in. So hi, Si Bailey. Evening, gents. Evening, Simon. Robbo's on. All right, lads. Warner sitting in Ronaldo's kitchen.
No, it's down Timpson's.
Ronald McDonald. Matt Dyer. Evening, everyone. Evening, Matt. Luke Baker. Evening, Luke. So yeah, just keep your comments coming in because it really helps with the show. So if you want to post a photo on of your trophies as well, we'll get them on. See if someone's got a bigger one than Dan.
We've got Nigel LV there.
Nigel LV's on. Hello, Nigel LV. A lot of plastic there, Warner.
Dan, I think that was a comment about your face.
I think so.
So good.
Right.
Okay, right. So, do you want to kick off then, Andy? Sporting injuries.
Yeah. So I think like one of the things that that Dave's touched on already is, people that have suffered injuries and haven't been able to go back to playing full time, and kind of Mates FC's helped them get back into football and just sort of give it a go, because you can go on, and then after 2 minutes, if you're not feeling quite right, you can come back off, and that's kind of the beauty of where we're at. I snapped my Achilles. It's got to be nearly 3 summers ago now, and what was really ironic was it was probably the fittest I've ever been. If anyone knows me, I'm built for comfort rather than speed, and I just sort of lost quite a bit of weight and got myself fit and was running every day, and then I played in a charity football match, and I did a blistering pace down the wing. Well, not really, a steady jog. And it felt like somebody had hit me in the back of the leg with like a cricket bat. First of all, I thought one of the boys on the sideline had thought it was funny to kick a ball at me. And then I got up and I thought something doesn't feel quite right. So I came off and then thought I'll get back on in a minute. And then I went to the pub after the game and I still didn't feel right. So I drove to the hospital and they told me I'd snapped my Achilles and put me in a full cast. And my friend had to come and pick my car up from the hospital car park. And that's how I was for 2 months. So I was travelling around in a mobility cart at one point, which was the highlight when I fell out of it at Chelmer Park. And the guy ran over to say, "You all right?" And I said, "Yeah, apart from my pride." But I think, the thing from that is I've played a couple of games for Mates since, but it's always there and it's always on your mind. And you just sort of think, I'll take it easy, but you can't really take it easy in football, because you get lost in the moment and you go for it. And then there's always that nervousness about, am I going to do it again, or is it going to happen to the other leg? And so from a psychological point of view, I think it affects me more than my actual injury, because I have done running on it again. And I have, like I say, I've played a couple of games, but there's always that fear of, is it going to happen again? So I don't know if anyone else has got any experiences.
Well, that's one of the things that we do. We do something called team talks as well when we're allowed back out. And I don't mean like we've just invented what team talk is. Team talks, we go to other teams and we literally talk to the lads and ladies and about mental health awareness in sport, and about how to help improve and keep positive mental health in sport. Because if you think of any athlete, but let's take an Olympian, for example, someone that starts very young, or somewhat, in football, someone that's been through the academies and things like that. Let's take someone like Tom Daley. All his life, all he's known is diving, yeah? And that's something that, since being a kid, that's part of his everyday life. Sorry, there's someone off camera. That's something that is every. Sorry, I've got to mute him. That's something of his everyday life, which is part of his life. If he was to get an injury, then that's everything he's ever worked for. That's so embedded in his life that it's devastating and it's massively life-changing. And yourselves, anyone that plays football, it only takes one major injury to cut off not only you playing football, but that social aspect around it as well. And that support group of your teammates, that social life, that WhatsApp with your teammates. And that's a massive, massive impact. If you've got depression or something like that and you don't want to leave the house generally, and the only way that you're leaving the house is to go and play football or to go and meet your mates from football, if you're no longer doing that, it cuts off that as well. And it's a massive, terrible effect it's terrible. So I'm gonna hand over to you three, and I'm gonna bring Rich in, manager Rich. Bear with.
Yeah, I think touching on Dave's point, the hardest bit as well is not being able to play. And I think we touched on it last week. I think Si was talking about it when he fell off his BMX, and like he couldn't play football for a few weeks, and it's that sort of, you know, it's like I was in the house, like it was like being on my own lockdown. I was on my own, and like having to put a rucksack on just to go to the kitchen to get a can of Coke because I couldn't carry it back because I was on crutches. And like the way it sort of affects my family, I couldn't do stuff with the girls, and so it plays on your mind, and you're sort of sitting there, and you've got lots of time to think, which, you know, isn't always great. And yeah, I found it a real struggle near the end, and then we sort of came out of that, and then went into lockdown, and I was a bit like, oh my god, like another summer of being in the house kind of thing. So I think it's definitely it's the mental side that really sort of affects you, and you always think, am I going to be able to come back? Am I going to ever enjoy football again and stuff like that? Or, you know, am I going to be able to do those things? And even playing golf, when you just, you know, your ball goes over the other side of the ditch, which mine does quite a lot, and you sort of jump over the ditch, and it's something you wouldn't have even thought of before, but now you've got in your mind, am I gonna snap it again? You know, walking the dog, all those sort of things, and it's constantly there. So I don't know if anyone else has had injuries and they want to post it on here, put it up on the chat, and then we can sort of talk about it as well. Danny, have you had any injuries where it's kept you out for a long time? I know with your running you've had a bit.
Yeah, it's just one of those niggling injuries, not a big thing. I still can run, but not as much and not as pain-free. But I've been quite fortunate, touch wood. The worst injury I had was I dislocated my ankle, but when I got to hospital, the doctor said it had gone back in within sort of the same movement. But that was actually Bumble, who was like one of my mates at the time. He still is a mate, but I don't see any that much of him. But I was playing for Marconi against Brookhouse, and there was only about 3 minutes to go, and it was the last game of the season. And by all accounts, he two-footed me from behind. Don't remember, I was just running with the ball. And yeah, it was painful. Went to hospital. I was home that night, didn't have an operation or anything. And fortunately for me, I was out of action for about 8 weeks, but because it was the last game of the season, I didn't really miss anything because I was back by the start of the next season. And then the only other time I had an operation on my leg, which wasn't football related, but again, that was in the summer. So again, I didn't miss any football. But I have got a cousin who broke his ankle, and he went into like quite a deep depression, and as a result of it, he lost his girlfriend. From that. But that's my only real experience.
I suppose it's hard as well when you have like professionals, and you know, there's been some professional footballers who have just broken into first teams and then had a really bad injury and either had to give up playing altogether, or, you know, they've seen them drop down into like lower league teams just because of that injury. And I think that must really, you know, it must really affect you in that way, especially the guys that have, you know, worked so hard to like set up a career in football, and just as it's beginning,
there's
ends.
a young lad at Peterborough, I can't remember his name, I read about it the other week, and he just broken into the first team, and he got a head injury, and the doctor said he shouldn't be playing anymore, so he had to retire, and he's only about 20, 21. And that's at that age as well. How do you cope with that?
Because to get, you know, like to get it to be a professional football, it's hard away quite quickly. You know, I've known a few of my friends who were sort of in youth teams and then got a bad injury, and that was kind of it. And then they've sort of dipped in and out of sort of semi-pro, but that's really as far as they can go, because as soon as they start doing any sort of physical like training, it just, you know, like the training that those guys do. I can remember one of my friends, he was a really, really good footballer when we were kids, and he got signed to Southend as a youth player and was on their academy bit, and he started training, and they're like putting him through the training, and he after a few days he said to the coach, I'm really struggling, I can't breathe, and they sent him away, and he literally got his cartilage in his nose. He got in of the cartilage that they said he'd always had through his life, and he played for years, but they didn't notice. But the training was so hard and so rigorous that he couldn't breathe enough because of this inside his nose, and that they operated on it. And and he was fine after that. But that just shows the amount of pressure they're putting up their bodies through. And if you think about modern day football, it's even more now because it's all about fitness. It's not about the old Tony Adams days and wearing a bin bag to sweat out the alcohol and stuff. It's like they're monitored on what they eat. They wear bands to make sure that they're not slacking in training. There's no getting away from it. It's really rigorous sort of training, and the pressure they're putting on their bodies all the time, and we've seen that loads of injuries, and I just think especially at the minute they're playing a lot of games in the pro leagues, and there's so many people just pulling up with injuries, isn't there?
Yeah.
So worst injury other than your BMX one?
I think that's the only real one, mate. I dislocated my ankle a few years back. So I'll be a bit like Dan, really. I haven't really had too many injuries. The break in my shoulder, the collarbone last year was a big one, but luckily enough, it was kind of into the beginning of lockdown. But I kind of, because I still play for a vet side as well as along with mates very occasionally, I was a bit concerned before going back to the vets. I played a couple of the mates' games, and yeah, it's quite worrying really that where you normally you're going into tackles or headers or that kind of stuff, even though sort of 6-8 weeks on and you're healed and it feels okay, it's very easy goes back. And I remember taking a throw on at Billericay, and I found this was like 6 to 8 weeks after it had occurred. And I took a throw and it was like, it still felt a little bit funny. So there's always that bit of reluctancy in the back of your mind, and it probably still now, and I'll continue playing now, but I'll still have that in the back of my mind if I kind of go up for a header or if I fall over or something and I roll onto my shoulder, because they do say that your bones kind of, when they refuse, they're a little bit stronger, but you kind of never know, do you? So I'll always have that little bit of reluctancy now. But apart from that, like I say, I've been quite lucky with injuries, really.
I did a little snigger there, and it wasn't because of your injuries. So I thought you said I went to the vets, and I thought, why don't you go to the doctors like a normal person? But I realised you said when you played for the vets. I thought you said you went to the vets with your shoulder injury.
No, I went to the doctors, and the queue was too big, so then I went to the vets.
You said that actually about that reluctancy to playing again. When I was younger, I broke my nose. It didn't keep me out of the game or anything, but I got I was only about 21, I think. Got kneed in the face against Met Police. I was following a keeper's drop kick with my eyes on the ball, and as I went up to head it, this big centre back, big police lump, jumped up and kneed me in the face, and didn't stop bleeding for about 3 days. I should have gone to hospital, but I was too scared to go to hospital, so it healed all like buggered up. But I remember that. Going back to play, I was proper sort of shifty, going in headers and everything for quite a few weeks after.
Yeah.
I remember when I was managing a team and we were playing over at Baddow, and Ray, our goalkeeper, he went in for a punch, and he collided with a guy and hit the back of the guy's head, hit him in the mouth, and he went down, and I ran on. And he was like holding his mouth, and I went, "You all right, mate?" And he went like that, and all his teeth were all jagged, like he'd smashed all his teeth. And he was like, "All right, can I carry on?" And I was thinking, I haven't got another keeper. I was like, "Yeah, mate, it's not that bad." And then he went, I need to come off." And I went, "Are you sure?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he went, "Your face when you first looked at me," he goes, "it was enough to make me concerned enough that I need to come off." But yeah, the poor guy, it was awful.
I remember playing in Brentwood, and you guys know Ross Buck, didn't you? And he was playing in goal, and I remember, I think it was in goal, and I remember he had a challenge on him while he was in goal. We was only young, probably 15, 16, and the noise of him snapping his leg, he's like, what's the bone at the top of your leg?
Tibia, right?
That's it. Yeah, that's all, your tibia.
Oh, sorry.
He snapped that like in half, and I remember hearing the noise, and I remember his dad was our manager at the time, and went kind of running over, and oh my god, it was the most horrendous thing I've probably ever heard.
Seaman did that. Kev Seaman, I didn't play in that game. Oh. Kev Seaman is apparently the same. I think Andre, Andre, don't you, Sponder?
Yeah.
I think he threw up. I'm pretty sure he said he threw up, or he ran off screaming or something. But yeah, apparently the noise is horrific.
I see. Do you know Danny Martin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember on Saturday afternoon watching over at Gallywood, and I think it was an accidental challenge, and I think he broke the guy's leg, and I think it really, like, Danny had to go off, and I think it quite affected him a little bit. I think it was kind of like just that almost like guilt, I suppose. I think it was a normal challenge, like a 50-50, but yeah, I think a couple of people went in and made sure he was all right, because I think he had to go off because I think he felt so bad. So yeah, there's always that, isn't it? There's the
I've done two as well. Done two. One was a bad tackle, it was my fault, and one was a young lad in goal, and that was an accident. And he worked with my brother-in-law, so I managed to get like an update on him, and then just sort of bought him some beers and a get well soon card, because I felt really bad for that. That was a pure accident. But yeah, it's not nice. Rich standing there with his nice haircut.
Yeah, looking sharp.
You had any?
How's he managed that? I don't
know. I was just wondering that.
His sister's an hairdresser.
He's on mute as well. You're on mute, mate. You're not here.
I mean, yeah, Dave muted me, didn't he? Because I sniggered when he said Tom Daly. I just thought he could have picked anybody in the world, or like the football world, and he picked Tom Daly to do his bits. So I sort of sniggered, and he put me on mute. Yeah, talking of injuries, I've had quite a few, to be fair. But yeah, I ruptured my ACL, and to try and come back from that was pretty much impossible. I was never the same player again, was I, Si?
No, mate.
But I think when you get an injury, like, you end up then, it sort of like triggers other injuries, because you look after the injury that you've done. So you end up doing something to your knee, and then you'll find that your left ankle has got problems because where you're compensating on the other one. And I don't think you're ever the same like player again, or even like the thing. But you have to just work at it. I think that to get myself back playing again, I made the decision not to have the operation and to do to build my leg up with it through the gym. And it took a long time to like get the wastage of the muscles where you don't use your leg for like 3 months or something while you're injured, and then to try to build the muscles up again just takes so long. But you do get there. I got there like in a bit of a weird way. I had a friend who was a fitness instructor, and he said to me, get in the pool and run in the water, just run lengths backwards and forwards. And I did it, and it was amazing. 6 weeks, I was sort of, my leg all came back together. I looked ridiculous, to be fair, like trying to run in the water, slipping every 3 steps. But
you were quicker, weren't you, apparently, in the water?
But yeah, talking about other injuries that other people have. So do you remember when we played with a lad called Matt Piggins, who was he was a powerful sort of striker, really quick, and he clashed with the goalkeeper, and decided, like, he was like on the floor for a little while, and decided he wanted to play on. When we went to the pub after, he sat there and had a couple of pints and noticed that, like, I think it was his right eye was starting to close, but he had no mark on his face, and he just looked really tired. I think he went up to the hospital and he broke his neck.
Oh, yeah.
He broke his neck. Like he'd done that after about 20 minutes and played for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Did he finish?
And he literally. He finished his pint. Probably had another 2 before he went up to the hospital. But it's sort of it's a little bit worrying when you sort of think he played on with a broken neck. Like, what could have been?
You hear these ones where, like, I remember playing once, and the geezer dislocated his finger, and it was like this, and this other guy walked, all right, and put a shirt, like a bib, into his mouth, and he went and popped it back in. Everyone was like, "Oh!" And he went, "Right, you can come now." Walking off like. But yeah, he just fallen funny. We've got some comments coming. Rich Bastion, hi Rich. He's put Bumble was trying to get sent off so he could get in the bar quicker.
I don't even think he got.
And then Matt Dyer, I tore my cruciate ligament and was out for 6 months. Yeah, that's a real bad one, that one. Nigel LV, I got Oscar Schlatter and gave up after that, which is like that's inflammation, isn't it? Is that right? Of your knee? Simon Bailey, I broke my arm playing Saturday League on some fella's forehead. I was out for 8 weeks and lost the battle for top scorer. Aaron Wright said, "Thanks for taking me to hospital that time, Rich. Dislocated fibula."
Oh, that was horrendous. I think he went in for a challenge. It was a really cold and muddy day over at St Andrews Park in Melbourne. That rubbish little pitch that no one ever plays on. We ended up playing over there. And he went in for a 50-50, and we had Jumper John as the referee. And he went in for this 50-50, and he sort of said, "Oh, I've hurt my leg." Everyone sort of came over to him. Look, and he had this lump. So like his leg was like that, but he had this lump coming out the side of it. And we were like, I said, "That's just a little bit of bruising." And he stood up, and I think he was thinking to carry it on because he's hard as now as Aaron. And he sort of like took a couple of steps and went, "I can't do it." So went to the hospital, and as soon as we went in there, they assessed him, gave him a funny look, and then instantly put him on morphine and started to really panic about it because like where it had come out, like they were saying, it can fill with fluid, which can then be like major issues. We was having a joke about it at the time. I had to then phone his parents and his now wife and sort of say, got a bit of an issue. We're sitting up in the hospital. But yeah, he ended up being up there all day. I don't even know if I can't remember if he stayed in or whatever. I think when his parents turned up, I got out of the way. I think probably wasn't the most popular person ruining their Sunday.
Christians always felt bad when injuring another player accidentally most of the time, as I know how frustrating it is to be out and lived for the weekend's football. Robbo's put, remember Ben Rees snapped his leg against Purley in a 50-50 with their striker. He didn't realise and tried to stand on his leg. And his leg folded in two. Oh, most horrendous thing I've ever seen on the pitch, apart from Warner's finishing. I like it. Well done, Robbo. What's that, sorry?
Ben's leg could have been that bad then.
And Joey's put was playing for the gold hanger once over the plume. Lad in midfield swallowed a wasp. Oh, that's got a sting.
Oh
dear.
I remember Robbie Smith, the same one that collided with Cy Bowen I told you about a few weeks ago, and he busted his nose where they run into each other in a house door. Robbie Smith, I went to watch him play once, and his knee popped out, and he came off the pitch, and then he was sitting on the sideline, and he sneezed while he was sitting there, and then his eye popped, not popped out. His eye, he did something to his eye. It was horrible but hilarious at the same time. That wasp thing, though, what happened there?
It's just.
Would it die? Would it die if you?
It sting you.
I know an old lady who swallowed a fly.
He'd go out with a bang, I would imagine.
He had to swallow a spider to catch the fly.
Is that the end of the story?
Oh dear. What did he swallow after to catch the spider?
Man United have just scored.
What's the score?
Man United 1-0, isn't it?
1-0 to Man United.
What's the aggregate score then?
Airlifted to hospital and they got it out. It was lodged. Oh, a wasp can keep stinging, can't they? Oh,
that's what I mean. That's what I said. Does it die? It's not that.
Surprised he didn't die. I'm gonna have to have a beer now. All this chat. It's like,
I know, to watch the wasp down. That happens quite a bit though, doesn't it? Where people drink drinks and the wasp has gone in their drink.
Never drinking a drink again.
My drinks never last long enough to get a wasp in.
I've been stuck.
Keep the comments coming. There's some good ones coming through, so keep them going. I mean, I was always quite squeamish, and being the manager was the worst thing because I had a bucket and a sponge. Then they banned that. I quite like the bucket and the sponge because you could do a lot with that. But I remember running on for one of the lads, and he'd done his tib and fib, and I got there, and by the time I got there, you could just see the shin pad wasn't in the right place, and we had to get an ambulance to come on the pitch and actually lift. That was probably the worst that I had. Sometimes you just, like all your first aid training and that, and you're a bit like helpless. I had the guy who had a fit on the pitch as well, and that was a really scary moment. Put him in the recovery position. There's not really a lot you can do, but that was probably a scary time.
When I was really young, about 15, I went to watch my mate play over Chelmer, and on another pitch, someone collapsed and died on the pitch.
Yeah, I was there. I was over there, Dan. That one.
That was about
air ambulance.
90s, I think. Yeah, and I think his sister was there and his mum was there.
Yeah, scary, isn't it?
By Russell Gardens, wasn't it?
One of my friends collapsed at a five-a-side with his mates, and he collapsed, and he had an issue with his heart that he didn't know about, and luckily on the next pitch were two paramedics playing football, and they ran on and kept him alive. And they said, like, without that, like, and that's the importance of the defibrillators, having these defibrillators at sports places. Like, it's something like it makes it go from sort of a 40% chance to like 75% chance just by having that. It's like, it's amazing to have those.
Can I just say that, like, between the four of us, I think we've probably got like over 100 years Sunday League experience. So, like, all these horror stories, they are few and far between. Like, given the times we've played. We're talking about trying to get people back playing football, and with pretty much anyone's confidence has just gone straight down the shitter. So yeah, this is like isolated cases over like
over many years.
Yeah.
Christian, the old magic sponge, so many more injuries once they banned that. I totally agree. Nothing better than a nice cold sponge.
Magic water does the trick.
Imagine if there was a sponge was about when that matey swallowed the wasp.
Yeah.
Just like washed it down.
Andy, in that cup final against Seabrights, do you remember when, I can't remember, it was one of your centre backs had come up late in the game, and I'd gone ducked down to I don't know why I ducked down, to be fair, but I ducked down to head the ball, and I got it booted straight in the face. So I laid on the floor, and Ross Buck's dad, Tony, was our physio for the day, and he'd come running on, but I was playing dead just to kill some time because we were 2-1 up at the time. And he came straight on, and he had this bag, and he pulled out them smelling salts and shoved them straight up my nose, and I have never. As high as a kite, because we came off that after that final. I ended up with a black eye from being kicked in the face. So you had a broken nose, didn't you, after that cup final?
Yeah, story sat on my head about the last 10 seconds of the game. Yeah. I think I'd done a sliding tackle on him, and then as he's kind of went to get up, he used me with his arse and just planted my head in the ground and broke my nose.
I can't believe you just admitted to time wasting. See, that's what I
Yeah, so sorry anyone who's part of the Seabrights team that day. I apologise.
So moving on to the next part, it was the Roman Kemp documentary that was on the other night. I don't know if anyone saw it. If you did, get your comments up. What you thought of it? I watched it. I thought it was really good. As you know, I've been affected by the same issue, and it was really good to hear other people talk about the issues, and it kind of gives you sort of some common ground with people, and you can kind of relate to it, and it's good to sort of hear other people talk and have the same feelings that you've had. And I thought he was really brave the way he sort of opened up, and he sort of opened up about his own battles as well and his own issues that he's had, and then he went off and spoke to other groups of friends that have also lost somebody. And I just thought that I put it in tonight because it was sort of fresh on the telly, and people were talking about it, and it's got there's been loads of bits on Twitter, and like I say, just how brave he was for sort of opening up and talking about the issues. And you know, I sat there and watched it, and like I say, it was very close to home for me. And the sort of feelings that he went through with his friends, I went through with my friends, and just hearing some of the guys speak and having those sort of similar bits was really good for me. And I think really the bit that I sort of wanted to bring up tonight is that's what Mates FC is all about. It's getting guys out and getting guys to talk, and that is the main thing. And you know, one of the big things that sort of resonated with me from the program was he said, I phone my mates now and I ask, are you okay? And we all do that. All right, mate. All right, mate. And then he said, but now they ask twice. So they're like, are you all right, mate? Are you all right? You know, because the first time you can quite easily say, yeah, I'm all right, actually. Then if somebody says again, are you all right? You can sort of say, well, no, actually, I've had a bad day today, or I'm struggling at the minute. And it just sort of really hit home with me. And so I just thought I'd sort of bring it up tonight, because I think it is definitely well worth a watch if you haven't watched it, and especially if you've been affected by suicide. So that was just, and I'll open it up if anyone's, like I say, anyone saw it or anyone would like to comment about it. But it just brought home to me what we're doing and what Mates FC is about, is getting guys out and giving that ability for people to open up and talk if they want to.
Exactly, Andy, and thanks for bringing it up. Now, the subject matter is exactly what we want, and what we want here is to have people to talk to each other. And what we want in Mates FC is a group of people that, I said before, like we're never going to stand you there and say, like, why are you here? Like in Alcoholics Anonymous, where you have to explain why you're there. We just want you to be in a situation where you know that we understand, you know that everyone else that's there has got their own trouble, well, their own fights that they're fighting, or may have had their own fights, or they might be there because they're supporting one of their friends that are having a struggle. And that's it. It's just knowing that, though, like Andy's saying, watching it last night and seeing that actually that's what I went through, that's what I felt at that time, actually, you know, and having that, it makes you feel like you're not alone in this, and you're not alone in this battle and this journey. And that's what we're here for as well. It's a group of people that when you're playing next, just look around and think, all right, they've all got my back, because they understand what I'm going through and I understand what they're going through, and I'll support them as well. But yeah, if anyone watched it last night, please send your comments in. If anyone hasn't yet watched it, I think it's iPlayer and it is BBC, wasn't it?
Yeah, BBC,
but absolutely well worth watching. And yes, like a trigger warning, there are some really hard bits in it, absolutely. But the subject is hard. But the more we watch these things and we talk about these things, the more it breaks it down. It stops it being this secret thing that people don't talk about. And you know, 100%, if any of you want to talk to us about anything at a match, around a match, or contact us separately, that's why we're here. We are not here because someone's making us do this. We're doing it. All of my coaches, all of my managers, all of my ambassadors, they all volunteer to do this because they care and because they want to help people and they want to be there to support. So when you do want to talk to someone, when you do find the strength to talk about whatever's causing you problems, contact us. It's completely, you know, we ain't going to say anything to anyone. It's between you and whoever you choose to talk to, or get, you know, with your teammates and anyone, just talk. That's the most important thing. You know, the words that always get used are, but I don't want to talk. I feel like I'm a burden. It's like it's textbook phrases. And we hear the same thing in the mental health world all the time. I don't want to be a burden to you. I don't want to be this problem. No, but we're here. You're not a burden. We're putting ourselves here to say, you're not a burden. We want to talk to you. We want you to talk to us. And that's it. We've all experienced loss or struggles ourselves. We all completely understand what, everyone's journey is different. Everyone's experience is different. But the core thing is those awful feelings and the feelings of loss as well. So it doesn't matter how bad the thoughts are in your mind or anything like that, please talk to us. That's why we're here. Anyone else watch it last night out of us lot here?
I've watched the 5-minute clip on Instagram. I haven't watched the full program, but touching on what Andy was saying about how raw it was and how open everyone was. I think it was only October, wasn't it, last year? It's less than 6 months ago. So it was quite, it is a hard watch from even the 5 minutes I watched. It was just like a trailer, like the brief bits. But it's quite hard to watch. But it's what needs to be watched, I suppose, to get
and what's it's made people talk. And this is exactly, and it's not about shocking people into talking, but it's the same when if I talk about my late brother or someone talks about a loss. If I just kept quiet and didn't talk about it, then it doesn't encourage other people to talk about it as well, like grief and things like that. If I can open up and talk about things, and we've got ambassadors that have had their own struggles and have chosen to open up and talk about it. And it's exactly the same as what that program last night did. 2 nights? No, it was last night, wasn't it? No, 2 nights ago. Is exactly what that did. It put this raw subject out there in real life and let everyone actually see what it's like. And for people that are feeling those feelings, it's a brilliant thing because you get to see that you're not the only one that feels like that.
I think
and
what
you get to feel.
I think what was also quite telling was Roman Kent was talking to his dad, and then his dad opened up, and his dad said, "Look, I really struggle because obviously he had a brain tumor, and he said that when he was going through all the sort of trauma of all his treatment and everything like that, he got really low, and luckily his mum recognised it, and she got him some help, and he said by talking to somebody about it, really helped me, and he said, but I was in a time where men didn't open up and men didn't talk about things, and so he found it quite hard to do it, but once he had done it, how much it helped him."
And I said something the other day in the chat group we've got for the male players, for example. Monday was the 2-year anniversary of Mike from Love Island taking his life. And we have this sort of thing where he used to play for Chelmsford City. In 2015, he played for Chelmsford City. His life's all been football, just to happen to go on a TV programme. So that's what he gets associated with. But he was 26 and he was a footballer. And for some reason, I think this year, because I've got the club, it really sort of sunk in a little bit more. It weren't just words. It was, for his example, his nan, he was caring for his grandmother, and then she passed away. So 6 months after she passed away, he took his life because the grief, as his family was saying, the grief sort of triggered depression in him. And in 6 months, from going from not being depressed to his life as a 26-year-old man. And, that's something that's very quick, but that's the importance of, if you do think your friends are acting differently, or you do know that your friends are having struggles, but they've told you they're all right at the moment, do please keep hounding them. So not hounding, but for the sake of doing a couple of text messages, for the sake of phoning someone up, you don't know what a benefit you can be doing to someone just by talking. And everyone, the Samaritans, that was their big their big advertising campaign last year was, do you have the ability to talk to someone and ask if they're okay? Right, then you can help them. And that is such a big thing. Just talking, just to know that someone cares about you. So we've got, Andy, got a couple more comments there?
So we've got Nigel LV's put controversial. Do you think you can go to chat to him?
As in on here, or when you're talking to the person you're talking to, you know? If it's on here, well, no, this podcast, I always want it to be, and it will be, about a quarter of it needs to be mental health related, because that's what we're about. And we need to get that message out. Our players and everyone that we want involved in the football world, we want to get the message out there of getting people to talk and stopping people from leaving this planet too early, quite simply. Conversations being too deep with the person that you're talking to, no. Just have that conversation, and you know, if they want to get something off their chest, you may be the only one that they've opened up enough to say these things that are in their head. And you know, the old thing, a problem shared is a problem halved. Absolutely. If you can be that release for them to get pressure out of, and for them to tell you things that they've not told anyone, that's a massive help for people. Any other comments, Andy?
Yeah, then Christian, he's put, Rich said the other week how powerful the mind is, and what it can do when in dark moments. Talking massively relieves that pressure and makes difficult things easier to deal with. And I totally agree with that. I think, you know, I'm the sort of person, I've bottled quite a lot of stuff up, and you know, I am that person. If you ask me if I'm all right, I'm all right. And laughy, the laughy, bubbly guy, you know, like. But yeah, I struggle, and I find it so much easier. You know, like I lost another friend of mine who I used to confide in a lot, because he wasn't part of my close knit friends. He was a friend through work, and I used to talk a lot to him about stuff. And sometimes I'd come off the phone from talking with him, and it just felt relief that I'd shared that with somebody, because I couldn't share it with my close friends. But you know, like when he went last year, and the other day I was thinking, I really need that phone call. I really need that phone call with him today, just to clear my mind and sort of have a little reset moment. So I definitely think it helps. It definitely helps me personally, and I think you know, it's quite easy to sort of get into that place, and I think that can open up, and the more you can talk to somebody, and it doesn't matter who it is, it doesn't matter. There's, you know, like Dave said, there's groups that you can call and it's a complete stranger, and sometimes that's easier to talk to somebody who is a complete stranger rather than one of your close knit friends, or somebody at work who is a friend through work but is again not in that close circle of friends. Just, it doesn't matter who it is, just sometimes just having that conversation makes things, it makes you help to process and put them in order a little bit, I think.
Yeah, so Mates itself is a private Facebook group, and there's about 1,500 people in there from 60 odd countries. And the thing of that is that you can just go in there, write a message that, you know, how are you feeling today, or this is how I feel this morning, or anything like that. And people will reply to you, and you can have offline conversations and things like that. But it's just somewhere where, you know, we've got a follow-up comment there from Nigel LV. I suffer from depression and anxiety, and I just like to be around people that I know understand. And that's exactly what the group's about. And it also says, I don't like getting deep, and that's why I ask. And I think, yeah, very good point. It's always about, look, getting someone's trust to say, look, please talk to me. Just let me know that you're safe. Let me know how you feel in that sort of initial conversation. But if they're comfortable to talk, absolutely be there and get people to talk. if they're not comfortable to talk, just say, look, you know that anytime you are ready to talk, I'm here. So, and a lot of the times I do start conversations with quite a soft approach to things, and say, you know, go away, have a think about what we've spoken about today and see if you feel comfortable talking to me. You might want to text me what's actually been going on or how you feel. So you don't have to say the words, you know, as long as it's getting out, it's a very important thing. And the difference between that, I've had situations, I'm not going to go into too much detail as such, but I've had situations where I've been up A&E quite a lot of times with people that have tried to take their life. I've had a lot of photos sent to me via the group of people self-harming and things like that. But I've also had situations where I've had someone send a photo of them and a gun, or them and a rifle on their farm, and say, it's got to the position where it's just me and this now, and that's it. And obviously everything we put on the mates group has to be looked at by one of our ambassadors or admin. And obviously with things like that, we get in contact with those people straight away. We don't post the comment. And then we talk to them and we try and do everything we can to help them. And this particular person, we spoke for about an hour, then they told me where they were, and I went and met them, or I went to the barn that they were in on the farm, went and sat there, moved the gun away, and he just sat there and cried his eyes out. And it was just that everything for him was so bottled up at that point, that we've all been in that position where everything's just got a little bit too much for us generally. But this was everything, and he was on his own, and a farmer under a huge amount of stress and financial stress. And because he just had no one on that farm, no one in his family, no one that he could talk to, that's what led to that situation that he was in. 3 years down the line now, we talk all the time, but 3 years down the line, he's got things under control, he's doing really well. It's if you can be there for people at that time, just keep that pressure off. That's the most of the human that we, the easiest thing as a human that we can do is just be there for each other, be there for other humans. Andy, any more comments?
Yes, Si Bailey's put, I'm the same as Andy about bottling things up. What helped me was going out for a round of golf with one of the mates' ambassadors and just letting things out. So yeah, really good. Thanks, Simon. And I think that is it. It's that point, isn't it? Of just talk to someone.
Keep the comments coming in.
I think
keep
is coming. I was just going to say about when I had my little wobble. So about 3 years ago, I set a wobble, and same as Simon, the same as Andy, bottled it up. And I didn't want to talk to my family. I didn't want to talk to my friends. Not because I didn't want to talk to them. I was a bit embarrassed about admitting that I was having a bit of a struggle. And Dave is my friend, but he was at the time he wasn't a close friend like my group of mates. So I reached out to Dave, and Dave basically helped me, but he just gave me advice on how to deal with it himself. And little things just like noting stuff down, which sounded ludicrous at the time, but it really helped. And I think, like you were saying about people talking, opening up, it does help. Like the amount of people you hear open up to someone, and then they're really struggling, open up, and 2-3 years down the line, 4 years, 5 years, whatever, they're back on top form. Do you know what I mean? And obviously there are people that we've lost in life who have opened on more than one occasion, but it definitely helps. 100%. If there's anyone watching or listening or whatever that is sort of flirting with the thought of opening up to anyone, I mean, us for anyone on here, our message box is always open, completely confidential. But if there's loads of ambassadors, so get yourself, if you're not on mates already, get on the mates group. And there's loads of people on there. You can, for
Mates FC, for example, you can look in the photo album on the Mates FC page. and you can see all of the ambassadors on there, so you can see their names and who you want to contact. If there's anyone you know or anyone that you feel more comfortable with. If you search Mates group on Facebook, that's the private chat group. You can go there and join. And you don't have to say anything. But what I said to Danny at the time, and thank you, Danny, for bringing it up and being open with it, but you just need to think of our heads like a bucket, and that bucket can overflow. And you might have a couple of big things in it, like life traumas, that's taken a lot of room up in that head, in that bucket. And then all these little irritants just fill the rest of the bucket up. And it just means that you can't operate as normal, let's say. And if you just keep getting things off your chest, keep ranting. If someone's cut you up in the car, if that person on the train always gets in your way, and these sort of things, all of these, that's the straw that broke the camel's back sort of thing. You might have real problems in there, but these little irritants can be as much of a thing to push you over the edge as, they're taking up your thinking room. They're taking up the ability to think straight and to rant, get things off your chest, to write things down on your phone, to text to people, to write messages and we've all done that thing where you get an angry email and you're like, oh, really? Did you write that? Have you actually just said that? And you go to write a big rant back, and then you think, if I send this, it's going to be like throwing a hand grenade. And you're like, right. But you tell the person you sit next to at work, you're like, look what she's written, or whatever, And then you delete it, and you delete bits by bit, and then it ends up with, thank you for your email. You get it down to just nothing, right? But you feel better because you've released all that. She said what? You just get that off your chest, and that's a massive thing. Just keeping that head clear, it doesn't matter if you're just moaning that the bus is late every day. It's a moan, it's winding you up, it's filling your head up. Get it off your chest. Right, let's move on to, what's that in the background, Danny?
Oh, we're going in the trophy off now.
Are we going straight onto that now?
Oh.
Are we?
So someone brought up last week about trophy. Oh, look, Mr. You can't see him. I'm in the. I can only have 4 people on here at the same time, and Si is sitting in the wings waiting to come back. And he was like laying down like a dog, and it's basically like I've just said walkies to him. When I said trophy, he just jumped up and he's sitting upright. But what you got there, Andy?
Oh, this little thing. This was the after we lost Justin, we named the football team after him, and then this was the Justin Sims Shield, and we used to give it out Clubman of the Year. So everyone used to nominate a Clubman of, and got my name on there twice, didn't I? Just saying. So,
you made it. You probably made it.
He's the engraver.
There's different people on here.
Yeah, because you've just written them on the last couple of days, and this has been knocking around your house.
There's Tandy Alice on there as well.
What's that?
Tandy Alice is on there as well.
Yeah.
Tandy Alice.
I was actually the first person to win it. With point.
House.
And Andy, being an Arsenal fan, didn't Arsenal create the Emirates Trophy because they hadn't won anything for a season, and then went and won it?
Right.
Is that what that's about?
This.
That's lovely. Very nice.
I'd just like to add, I won it the first year, and then I was the last person to win it, and that's why it's still in my possession. So it was 2004, 2005. I shared it with Al Whiting, and then I won it again in 2008, 2009.
To be fair, Clubman is quite an important trophy. To be fair, because if it's not those people that are doing bits for the club doesn't exist, does it? So yeah, fair play, mate.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you.
Right, Richard, what sort of stuff have you got? Because I do remember seeing a trophy in the back of your van once in your show and tell.
I'll be honest. I've always said that if all my mates were rubbish, I'd never would have won a thing. So any trophies that I've won, I've never actually won like individually, sort of thing. I have actually a couple of things I have actually got. I've got a 10-year commendation from the County FA for doing 10 years at Chelmsford Wanderers, which is pretty good because they say the average Sunday league side last 5 years. To be at one club for 10 years and be like secretary, manager, and other bits, I suppose that's quite important.
It's decent, mate.
Yeah, I won the Club Efficiency Awards from the Pope and Smith. I think I'm probably one of the youngest people to ever win that.
Like organising recycling or something?
No, it's basically it's like you get fines and stuff and like points against you for doing stuff wrong. And I sort of went all out for 2 seasons to try not to get any points against us. And yeah, literally just decided to clean the club's name up because we'd had a bit of a nightmare previously with our admin and bits. And yeah, I think it took me 2 seasons and then I won it. Yes, so I've got that. And then obviously I got the County Cup medal that we won as a Piers' assistant. But obviously it's I think it's the boys on the pitch that won it rather than what me and Piers were shouting from the sideline.
You've got one of these, Rick.
Andy's got a couple more there. What you got there?
I've got gold one.
This one is just for Rich.
I've got one of them.
This one was the Sunday Social League Cup runners-up medal. Rich has a very similar one, but it's gold.
Yeah, mine's gold.
He won it.
Danny, you've been in every team in Essex.
That was for the representative team, for the rep team. And it's gold.
Well, this was the runners-up. The year before, I had a gold one. But in the same year,
where's the gold?
In the same year, we won the league, and then we had a runners-up the year before. But Richard's got a runners-up that year when we lost the cup.
I've got a runners-up.
It's all about the league, all them games.
Well, I feel a bit embarrassed now having all these set up in the background because I thought it was a trophy off. So I thought we were all going to have our trophies out. And I've spent needless hours getting them out. But I won't bore you with all of them. But my favourite one, this is a bit of a heart string puller. This is one of my favourite ones. And look, a mouse has peed on it. It's
how do you know a mouse has peed on it?
Basically, all my trophies are in boxes in the garage, and the mice have gone round the garage and they've just either shredded or urinated or excremented on every part of my sentimental value, everything that I don't give a crap about, like my work.
They've probably been paid by another club.
I reckon, but yeah, that's ruined by that, and then that's a manager's player of the year. But this is one of my favourites. MOM in the cup final. But Signal would beat Cherry Tree 1-0. But look at this.
Jonathan Knight said, "Is that a record of achievement in the background?"
Go on, Dan. Get us the record of achievement. Oh, brilliant! and for anyone watching, Dan's house is like this all the time. He's always ready for guests. And it's like, when your mum gets your photo there. What did you get?
I didn't get anything. I just got I've got a load of City and Guild MVQs. That's about it. Nothing. No, that's about it, really. I haven't got anything.
He's just he was absent one day out of.
What?
The thing with the MVQ, with the record of achievement, when things get a little bit older, when you try and pull your certificate out, all the print comes off and gets stuck on the clear.
Yeah.
You see that?
Mine did exactly the same.
You dropped my personal achievement record.
I just want to add, Cy Bailey's just put, I'd like to add, if anyone ever wants to get anything off their chest and fancies doing it next to the lake one day, in a day or evening, I'll be happy to join for a chat. So
Si's a brilliant fisherman. He loves going fishing, and he's always up for people fishing with him.
And Christian's put Justin Sims, one of the nicest guys. He sure was, mate. LB has put the pride. I think that was about my trophy. Very proud, thank you.
Well,
I can see the record of achievement in the background, Warner. In F in home ec, she's put.
I wish it was an F.
Is that right?
I wish it was an F. My best
Probably.
grade was a D in maths. That was the only D I got. Everything else was E's, F's, and.
I've heard you had loads of these.
Loads of what?
You've had loads of these over the years. That's how you got them trophies.
I thought I did well, getting G for geography, F for French. I got a C for art, so it didn't really work out.
I don't have many medals because I don't like. Obviously, there's all certificates and awards that I've won recently, but from older days, I've got this moonwalking award that I won at a school disco for the best moon.
Come on, then, prove it.
I can't. I've got I haven't got my shoes on.
Wooden floor.
And then at Christmas,
Doesn't that help? Doesn't that help if you haven't got shoes on?
depends
Do you
what
ever reckon
circumstance.
Michael Jackson went, no, I can't, I haven't got my shoes on.
I'm sitting down.
Not tonight, Benny G.
There.
I think if you ask Michael Jackson the same, he'd say the same. I'm sitting down. Well,
Well, I think,
It might say something
you're that good at a moonwalk, it doesn't matter if you're sitting down.
well, I can't do it at football because I've got football boots, loads of them. Right, and then also at Christmas this year, I got a little trophy because, touching on something Andy said earlier, my mum had a heart attack back in July last year. I happened to be there, and within about a minute of her collapsing, I managed to get her heart started again and got her breathing again and saved her life. So my mum and dad got me a little medal, a little thing at Christmas saying, "Thank you, David, for saving Mummy's life." So
Quality.
these
Quality,
may be
that's-
few things I'm very happy with those. I'm going to leave now. I'm not going to leave the country, but we've got to sign a couple of other people to come back in. So
Danny has
Don't
been
practice your
doing
moonwalk.
trophies all day, and you've just trumped him. An award for
Yeah,
saving
cheers,
your
Dave.
mum's life. Like that's pretty good. That's kind of trumped everyone. Oh, come on in, Simon. Pull it
Here
out.
he comes.
Yeah, the costume
Just
changed,
straight.
right?
I'll be totally honest. They are upstairs on my side, but I can't. I could only find about 5 or 6. I reckon I've lobbed them or they're up in the loft somewhere. But there's nothing too great up there. There's only 3 or 4 Player of the Years, couple of cup winners. You know what I mean? There's nothing too major in there, mate. To be honest, do you want me to go and get them?
Yeah.
Wait there. Swap me
He's got
out.
locked that up.
I've got this
He's
as well,
good.
Rick.
He's not coming back, is he?
One.
He's never coming back.
That's a quality side, that, Andrew.
I would have thought it'd be better that Si went and got his medals like in the last week since we last mentioned it, rather than in the actual podcast.
Look at this. League champions 1999-2000. Look at that handsome guy in the end.
Is that Mark Atkinson in there?
Yeah, Mark Atkinson.
This is every team in Germany.
I can see Fletch.
Jamie McKenzie. Brockman. Hainsey. Perry. Story. Matt Denton. Stuart Torrey.
Matt Denton.
Yeah.
Buffy. Paul Smith. They're all there. Oh, Justin Crick.
So Dan,
Ray Smith.
how many medals do you reckon you got there, Dan? You've
know.
never counted them, not beat around the bush.
There's quite a few of them.
Look at that. So what's this? This is like, you know when you go into the new camp and you've got the Barcelona Football Museum underneath? Is this that part of your house?
This is the DWT Island, Danny Warner Trophy Island. It's never, yeah. It's just when the island got built, they put blobs of super glue around it, and then I just did the rest.
That's nice. The lighting's good as well. It's
Had that
preserved
fitted today.
them.
Had that fitted today. The electrician come around first thing this morning, sorted it all out.
Piston.
Dan, what is that one there? The other big one.
The other big one. That one.
The one with the
that one. What's that one?
That's Touchline Player of the Year, 94-95. Don't know. I don't.
What is that?
I think Touchline was like we had like a like a fanzine. A what?
Like the fan.
Yeah, we had like a fanzine. I don't know. Actually, we had a fanzine every month, and I don't know if it was a producer.
Hold on. Touchline Player of the Year. I'd have got that every season.
No.
Sub.
It's nothing to do with being on the touchline. No.
I'd have had that every single year running.
No, I wasn't. I was sub when I was younger. I was dog when I was little. I used to play left back. I was awful.
Yeah, you and I used to sit at the side eating handfuls of corn pops and listening to, what was the song? Oh, Most Beautiful.
Yeah, proper macho song.
Christian's asked Danny Journeyman Warner, how many teams did you actually play for?
Don't know. Couldn't tell you. I can add them up and tell you next week.
You never played for me. I tried to get you in my team.
I played a friendly for you against Braintree Town fans or something, supporters.
That's it. Yeah.
I never played for Rich's team.
You were too skillful.
Dan, I never played for my team.
I didn't.
Right, coming inside. Here we go.
I've got 4. Right, hold on.
BMX champion.
I've got under 15, 92, 93 Player of the Year.
Oh, I like it.
Marconi. I've got Riverside, 6-a-side, 96, 97.
I remember playing. Were you playing with Bryn and that at Riverside?
No, that was me, Jigo, Buck, Bod, Carla, I think, Sedgy. I don't know if you remember Sedgy, Sedgwick, Dave Sedgwick.
Yeah, Sedgy, yeah. Sedgy's a great player.
Yeah, he was great, yeah. 2009, Chelmer Wanderers Player of the Year. I think that's when we won the cup, Andy, that year, I think.
I'll probably come run a race.
That's it, mate. And then I've got Gallywood, 96, 97 Player of the Year. That's a little one, isn't it, for Player of the Year?
Must have been on a budget. Recession, 96.
Yeah, that looks more like a lighter.
Bet you she was.
But yeah, no, that's the ones that mean anything anyway.
What's that? What's the other one behind you, Danny? You've got a resin one there. They're the posh ones, aren't they?
Oh, what? What's a resin?
The resin one. See that one there, like the bronze-coloured one at the front. To your right, the football player. That one.
That's the one that I used to play on a Monday night. You remember this, Andy? Because I said you got a bad back from picking the ball out of the goal every time I scored past you. That was. I'm not even joking.
No, you're not. He's not even joking.
That was season 19, whatever that was. Monday Championship Player of the Year. That's the one that I dropped, and because the cat was.
Oh yeah.
Not that swear am I, but he was doing something in my front garden, and I dropped it. You can't see it on the thing, but I've got loads of there. I had to stick it back together.
I like that you took the effort to stick it back together, and it was like
it's a Player of the Year thing. I'm not going to pin it. There is a broken one somewhere. I found it. I pulled it out of the box. Hang on.
There's a glass one. You've got a glass one.
I'm not going to bore you with anymore. That one, look. That was a Dovedale winner one. Dovedale.
Oh, here he is.
Dovedale's on a Sunday night.
Evening, boys.
Oh, look, he's got a big bright white background. He's got a massive table behind. He's going to.
No, I've got nothing. Like Dan, you're going to be really upset with me, and I apologise. I thought about it too late. I spoke to my dad, and they're in the loft, and going in there would have been a mission.
I reckon you lot had a secret WhatsApp group and went, right.
And said, let's screw Dan over.
No bother.
Fuck him right off.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah, next week, let's have it all.
Yeah. I'll leave him out for next week, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, next week's fancy dress.
It's still naked podcast next week, isn't it? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fancy dress.
Yeah. All right.
Good listen so far, boys.
Go on then, Pierce. What you got?
To be honest, I genuinely haven't got anything. I've probably got one of Edson's first trophies. He won one last year.
What did he get?
Just participating at that age, mate. They're only 7.
Yeah,
Oh,
the thing is like it's a bit embarrassing. Like Sophie's got more trophies than me already, and she's only under 11s.
Oh dear.
And one of them was top goal scorer. That's embarrassing.
I think there's a reason we've got Pierce here, isn't there?
I can't think what that reason might be.
No, I don't know either.
Pierce,
Ask Simon.
Are we gonna talk about best goals now? Pierce is here. We should. I mean, that was an unbelievable goal. If you haven't seen it, get on. Dave might put the link on.
Isn't it 2 minutes 18?
2 minutes 18 seconds. We all know.
Got it tattooed on my forearm.
Face. So, how many times have you sat and watched him and just cried?
Wow, Simon, that's cold, mate. Listen, goal of the week has probably only just happened in the last 2 hours.
Right?
Who?
What, Simon? Please tell me you've seen this.
Who's goal? What, Arsenal? Was it? Who was
Nah. Right, so Spurs, let's just picture it.
Sorry, their first goal.
Right, so Spurs are 2-0 up in the first leg. They're playing Dynamo Zagreb. Probably never heard of them. You'd have to lose 3-0 to lose the tie.
Shut up, they lost 3-0.
They lost 3-0.
Mate, geezer from Zagreb has scored one of the best hat-tricks I've ever seen. The first goal he scored, oh my God, peach in the top corner. The third one, he's run for the halfway line, past about 4 of them. Boom, done Lloris at the near post. I might post it. I'm going to post it.
What, they lost? Did they lose 3-0?
They're out, mate. They've lost 3-2. Bang.
Oh,
Lost 3-0 away.
What, Tottenham are out?
Tottenham, yeah, mate. What are we going to do?
We
just lost 12 listeners, watchers.
It's a shame when the English clubs go out.
Yeah, but no, definitely. Goal of the week competition. I think his name is Ossick.
Yeah,
have a look. And please watch it now. And please comment on the chat. Tell me how good them goals were.
Christian's put Pierce's goal must get a trophy.
Yeah, I think Si's going to get me one.
Simon Bailey said, Danny, where's the glass trophies? Come on. Oh, look at that. What's that one for?
It's a crap one. It's just for some tournament I played in. Just like one of them ones you get for playing in it. I think. But it's glass.
Also glass.
They're more like medals these days, aren't they? They're not necessarily trophies anymore. It's all medals, isn't it?
Oh, mate, I won a couple.
Budgets have gone right down.
Water polo last year the year before in Turkey. Darts. Girls are well impressed. I've got them. I mean, apparently you shouldn't have them up in the lounge because they're embarrassing, my wife said, but, you know. Take what you can. Oh, Nigel LV's put bye-bye Mourinho. Oh, that's a shame. It's such a, he's been so good, but, there's only so much you can do, isn't there? Roll it in glitter.
That's a Chelsea fan talking.
Right, okay. Talking about best goals you've ever seen after Pierce's. What is the worst miss that you've ever done? I can kick it off. I haven't scored very many goals, like probably 2, but I remember once a corner coming in and I hit this shot, not as good as Pierce, but pretty good, and it hit Jamie McKenzie in the backside on the line and didn't go in. And honestly, I could have killed him. I was like, when you just know you've hit a ball so sweet, and I thought this is a goal. I was almost shirt over my head celebrating, and it hit his ass on the goal line and never went in. So what is the worst miss you've ever done or seen somebody do?
I think I should let Robbo talk about my ones because I don't remember many. I remember the worst one I can think of was for mates in the first game when I was
shocker.
I was clean through and I sort of went to curl it and just curled it wide. I can't remember exactly what happened, but yeah, it was a shocker.
You didn't have the greatest night in front of goal that night, did you, Dan?
I scored a last-minute penalty.
Was that the Whittam game?
Yeah.
How many goals you scored for mates?
3, I think. I've only played about 4 or 5 games. I've been playing midfield mostly, haven't I? I'm getting all the excuses out. Hang on.
You keep going, Dan.
I'm injured. I'm injured.
So, how many have you scored?
Have you
mate?
scored, Pierce? Oh yeah, yeah.
Knocked one away, mate. They call it the salmon.
I haven't scored any for mates, Andrew.
I've picked a few out the net.
I played at Billericay with my broken shoulder, didn't I? Only when I got to watch.
That was a shocking.
That's why you're my hero.
I can't believe we didn't win that game.
That was genuinely one of the worst games I played in. I don't mean like the way we played or anything. It was just one of the, when it was windy, cold, and they were just so good.
Yeah, they were decent. Them two.
Yeah, they were good. Yeah.
Blinding.
Struggled that night, didn't we?
We did struggle. Any good goals from the weekend that anyone saw?
Trying to think, what was the weekend?
That was Saturday and Sunday, mate.
To be fair, you've got to take your hat off Lamella. You've got to take your hat off Lamella.
That was unreal, that goal.
Yeah, it was winding me up for a good 20 minutes until we equalised.
Just see the commentators giving Aurea. What's the right back for Tottenham saying he'd give him too much space? It's like, mate, the geezer's just curled an absolute page into the top corner. Nothing you can do about it. And they would give Aurea a right load.
Tonight's one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, the best one is who is it? Jermaine. Who's the commentator? Ex Spurs. Jenas. Yeah, Jenas. He was talking. It was literally as that Gazer scored his hat-trick goal. He was talking about how Spurs' quality would see him through, and he just paused, and the ball is just ripped into the back of the net. You've got to watch it. It's fantastic.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's a shame. It's a shame to see Tottenham go out like that.
We shouldn't dwell on it. We shouldn't dwell on it.
Jonathan Knight's put the first and third goals against Spurs were superb.
All right, we can.
Yeah, because somebody else has brought it up, I think. We should talk about it. If anyone can post the goals on, that'd be really good to see them as well. But Southend had a good result the weekend, 0-0 point. Take that.
They stayed up.
Win the other day.
You scored this year.
Barrow won, didn't they, the other night?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So what have you got to do to stay up, Andy? Apart from with the messages.
We have probably need Harry Potter as the manager.
Okay, it's that desperate, is it?
It's not looking great. To be fair, we got on a bit of a roll, and I thought we could get out, but 5 points adrift of safety, and the team above us have got 2 games over us, I think.
So you went on a roll. You won 1 and drew 2, didn't you?
That's what I mean. We went on a roll. We're like, I'm just looking now. Goal difference is not a worry. We're only minus 28. It's a minus. Sorry, minus 28 against Barrow, who are minus 3.
Did you say it's 2 go down? 2 go down, yeah.
Just 2, yeah. And we got out of it, but then we just slipped back in again. But what's really good to see is Colchester are 4th from bottom, but they'll probably have just enough to get out. So yeah,
have you still got to play them?
I think so. Yeah, I think we haven't played. I think we've got to play them at home. I think.
Gillingham are on fire, aren't they, at the moment?
Yeah, and Cambridge. So Luke will be very pleased.
Yeah, he will. Yeah.
Still second at the minute.
I think this time in 2 weeks we'll be back at it, training, kicking the
I
ball.
know. How good will that be?
Oh, mate.
When are we back doing? When like it was mentioned about doing like one of these, but all together. Is that after June?
I think that's.
I'm not sure.
Can all meet, there's 6 of us on after the 12th, is it?
Yeah.
You got to be outside, don't you?
Yeah, outside. Yeah.
Be outside, yeah. So bring your coat.
We're doing Richard's
Not one of those Ian Wright.
Do it down the Wheat Sheaf. Do it down Lee's pub and sit outside.
Get a heater on.
Yeah, sounds good.
He can lay on some free pints.
Even better.
Substantial meal.
Yeah,
substantial meal. Another great goal from the weekend was McNeil's from Burnley against Everton.
Oh yeah,
John
great.
Knight.
I like him.
I've heard about this. If someone could post that, because I have heard about it.
You try and get it on there, John, if you can. That'd be good. Dave still hasn't put Pierce's goal on, just in case somebody might have missed it. Look at Si, look. Is
that on YouTube?
Oh,
yes,
no,
on YouTube, yeah.
I like Si's reaction when you talk about it.
It's so salty, isn't it?
Just melts into his sofa. He's like Homer in that, that gif of Homer when he goes into the bush.
Standard volley. I can't see where the big
Greeny, you've got to stop talking about it, mate. It's worse every time.
I reckon, right, when we do one of these weekends, we go to Birmingham to play Nightingale. I reckon we should get, and you can sort this out, get a T-shirt printed with just Pierce in mid-air, the ball just about to nestle in the net, and Si's got to wear it all.
Like forfeit.
Yeah. Like it's your stag or something.
I like it. We'll do that.
Looking forward to things like that. Those good
merchandise going.
Yeah.
We can actually do things, get away, and start enjoying life again. Cannot wait.
I know. I just can't wait to see everyone again. You know, like
it's gonna be emotional.
When is it? Is it 2 weeks tonight?
Yeah, it is very much 2 weeks tonight.
I'm moving house that night, that day, so I don't know.
Cancel it. Cancel the move. You got training.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Like,
priorities and all that. Yeah.
Just hurry up. Just move. How long does it take to move? Just move.
What time is it?
Earlier.
What time is it? Little plug.
Got a session 8 till 9, and we've also got the Mates FC session starting 9 till 10, Chelmer Park.
Top end of Chelmer, yeah?
Top end of Chelmer. Get in contact on the socials
on the Astro.
Or email. Get us in contact if you don't know where we are or what we're doing. Give us a shout. Football Fitness Club training Thursday night. We're back.
Yeah,
we're back.
On the Astro.
See what Chris Crozier just put on the comments. Talking about your goal, Pierce, I think.
Be like the Jordan Air logo. I don't even think, to be fair, I'm not even sure Jordan could get that high. Not in that like backwards kind of kick. Like it's like a salmon. You're right, Pierce. Like a salmon.
It's about waist height, Christian.
Chris has seen it. He loves it.
Nigel LV Monday night.
Thursday night, I think. She means training.
Yeah, Thursday night.
Thursday night. Yeah, Thursday night. It is at Chelmer Park on the Astro.
The 1st of April.
Correct. No joke.
1st of April. We'll be there. Be there or be not there. Be moving.
I might be done by then.
You need to be done by then. Like, just a few boxes.
It's going to take me 2 weeks to pack these bad boys up.
I shouldn't bother. That one's for Tiddlywinks, wasn't it? What was that one for?
No, they're all football, mate. I left all my other trophies up. I can go and get the other trophies if you want.
Or is it a Wednesday night 5-a-side and you've kept hold of the trophy? Come on, mate.
Right.
Wow.
Very jealous.
Wow, Andy, come on, mate.
To be fair, I have got one for foosball somewhere.
Keep them coming, mate.
Right. Simon, I've had to move my fishing weekend to be able to play the end-to-end tournament. I'm sure Danny can delay moving house for a day.
Yeah, come on, mate. It's about commitment, Captain.
They're getting a caning tonight, aren't they?
Oh, Nigel LV to Danny, throw them away. Do yourself a favour.
Well, I'm getting a beer.
Oh, God, brilliant. The great trophy stitcher.
Christian Crows has put how many expected to be interested in turning up. We've got really good, so for both training sessions, both the football fitness and for mates. So we should have good numbers over there. It's looking likely.
Andy,
I think everyone is just keen to get out.
I think you completely cut out on what you just said there. What did you say about numbers?
Sorry, Christian said how many is expected to be interested in turning up.
Okay.
For the football fitness and for mates training. And I think we've already had such a great response. I think people are just so excited to get out and get playing again.
We've got at least 30 plus. 30 plus is the actual figure, Andy.
Hello.
Richard's back.
What, signed up already? 30 plus.
Yeah, we've had 30 plus people for Thursday night, the first.
What is that? 30 for one session or both sessions?
It's 30 on at least one session. I think I'm not sure on the numbers for the 9 till 10, but we can certainly do more. We've got plenty of room on the pitch. We could probably do up to 50. We've got enough coaches to keep it socially distanced. So, yeah,
up to 50 in one session.
Contact us. We'll get the coaches, build it, and they will come. We've built it. You lot come.
Still smiling about Tottenham.
What do you think the goal? What do you think goal of the week is, Rich?
Any of them against Tottenham.
Goal number 1 or goal number 3?
Number 1, I think.
Do ya? I think it's the third one.
Yeah, but I think the first one was so important to get them back into it that and to unleash that one is like think about the goalkeeper that's in goal. He's not a bad goalkeeper, is he? To beat him the way he did in the first one. So the third one was just the icing on the cake, really.
Who is it? Is it Lloris in goal?
Yeah, Lloris was there.
I've got to think, talking about trophies, I think my trophy cabinet's a little bit like Tottenham's, to be fair. Right, dusty and empty.
I thought you were going to make one out of foil. That would have been brilliant.
I must say, it's unfortunate they got knocked out.
It's awful. It's awful.
Right, end to end.
End-to-end challenge, yeah. So scores on the doors. So we have to get Dave back in to do the scores on the doors from the end to end. Been racking up the mileage recently. I've been putting 3 or 4 miles in a day.
I'm back in the game now. I'm back in the game, so the wheels are starting to move. So we're going to catch up a little bit now.
What happened to you, Rich?
I weren't very well last week, and I was just sort of weren't feeling it, so I was out of the game.
I'm sure Andy picked up the slack for you, mate.
He did, he did.
I did 4.5 miles one day.
Yeah, proper gave it some.
Rich deal, because he's just been doing all of Andy's miles for the last 8 weeks, and he's just absolutely exhausted. So end-to-end challenge, we just wanted something for our players to be doing during lockdown to keep fitness going and to keep people chatting to each other and stuff. So we thought we'd go from Land's End to John O'Groats. Thought that would take about 6 weeks, and then we'll start making our way back down. However, everyone just went mad and has been doing mad mileages every single day and every single week. It's smashing about 200 miles a week per team. We've got 5 teams of 5. And as they pass certain checkpoints, they pick up goals if they get there first. And then when we come back, we're going to have an actual little tournament with those teams using the goals that they've already built up and their positions when they finish, and have just a good little kick around. So first, for the 8th week in a row, I've done this back to front. First, for the 8th week in a row, Groat Enders came in with a massive, that's mad, isn't it? 2,130 miles between 5 of them.
Wow, that's
mad.
Incredible. That's incredible.
2,130 miles in 8 weeks between 5 people.
It's impressive.
So second, Scrambled Legs took part. We were second, 20 FC, but Scrambled Legs come ahead 2 weeks ago, and they've really smashed it last week. I think it was Tom and Matt Dyer in their team that have been really smashing it. But they're not far behind Groat Enders. 1,929 miles between 5 of them in 8 weeks. Third place, me, Rich, Andy, a couple of others, 1,770. So still not a bad amount at all. Fourth place, which has been 4th for 8 weeks now. So no movement there. Steps, 1,602.
It's like top of the pops.
Yeah, and then Pumpkin the Ball. Now, they were a little bit behind when we started. We've given them a couple of extra team members, and we've given them a little bonus of some goals when they passed 1,000. But they're now really catching up well, 1,376,000. So a couple of hundred behind steps. But it's going great. So we were going to finish it on the return to football, but we're going to push it out another week or so just until it takes us to the actual game that we're going to have. So we can come fresh straight into that game off of it. So there's some massive miles. But it's been mad. Everyone's doing like double what we'd expect them to be doing. And we've had so much feedback about how it's been good for them to getting out of the house, having their little groups, because we have little chat groups for each little team, and how we plan to smash each other and stuff like that. So that's been brilliant. What do you make of it, boys?
I think something I wanted to say is if there's anyone out there that wants to play in the end-to-end challenge, I think there's a lot of people that are not gonna or can't play. Like the leaders, Groat Enders, they probably won't be able to get a side out. So if there's anyone that is out there would like to play, to give us a shout. A little bit like our team as well. I'm not sure whether what or how much.
When is it, Rich?
That's down to Dave.
Okay.
I'm no
it's out there. I can't remember what it is. I want to say it's the second week back or third week back of football. I think third week. Yes, the third week back. So that's all good. But yeah, we'll put something out. It's down to each team because we can have 2 subs each per team. We need one more little team to round it up to 6 teams, and in each team there may be people that don't want to play, and we'll swap that out. But the teams are sorting that out themselves at the moment. So, but we'll put it to the group.
Jake's put
right. What else you got?
What's that? Sorry.
What you got?
Jake said, I'm down, and Simon Bailey put Saturday the 10th, I believe.
That's the one.
That is the date. Rangers, check out the Rangers. They went down to 9 men. They lost 2-0. But the sending off, the guy's boot was here on the goalkeeper, who got a straight red card. So that might be one to watch.
What's United score?
United were winning still when I just looked, but let me just have a look. Where are we?
Sorry, live again.
Sorry, you're back on.
So I'm just looking at the football scores.
And he's giving them to you.
Man U, they won 1-0. AC Milan, 1-0.
How did that Croatian side get on?
What's that?
Ibrahimovic should have scored a header in the last couple of minutes.
Andy, how did that Croatian side get on?
Tottenham lost 3-0 to Zagreb. Mold beat Granada 2-1. Shakhtar lost to Roma 2-1. AC lost 1-0 to Man United. Young Boys lost 2-0 to Ajax. And then Rangers lost to Star 2-0. And Villarreal won 2-0 against Kiev.
So is that Rangers? Is that Rangers out?
Yeah, lost 3-1 on aggregate, I think.
Yeah, gone.
Stevie Gerrard.
Yeah. They're a good side,
I won't
Slavia Prague. That's where West Ham have been getting all them players from.
Yeah.
We won't mention the Arsenal.
You can mention them, mate. They lost.
Only 1-0.
They lost 1-0. We're through. We're through in a draw.
When's the draw? Is it tomorrow?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
West Ham have got Europe to look forward to next season.
No chance, mate.
Why you keep saying this?
There is no way.
They don't. They
We've got Chelsea, Leicester, and who we got? Rich, Chelsea, Leicester, and Arsenal the next 3 games, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not about that, though. It's about the last 5 games. You look at the last
Labour
5
are going
games.
to be well annoyed, aren't they?
Yeah.
You're going to bring Champions League to their stadium.
Cue a comment from Matt Smith.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
That'd be
That's
good.
brilliant.
Though, Messi and Ronaldo and that, wouldn't it? At the old London Stadium, that'd be blinding.
Do you reckon
I know,
Warner's
you know
got his
what's even
trophies away
better?
yet?
You know what's even better about Messi and Ronaldo coming to the London? You and Rich have both got season tickets, so me and Pierce are going to go and watch these people. Come on, the Hammers.
To be fair, West Side ticket is you might as well just look at a Sabutio pitch.
Oh God.
Good view of the game, though. It's a good view of the game.
Yeah, I've met Si after the game before. And he's actually not known who scored. That's how high up he is.
Brilliant.
Who got the 3rd one?
I'm surprised you wait for him to get down. It must take an hour.
Yeah, I've been in the pub, had a meal and 3 pints when time he gets there.
Yeah.
That's what always makes me laugh about Roots Hall. It's like 20,000, if that. It can actually hold a capacity. Most of the time, it's sort of 6,000. It takes an hour and a half to get out of the ground. It's like so old-fashioned. You can't get out of it quickly.
Toilets are
Right,
decent,
keep your comments. Any of the subjects, we'll try and cover them off. I think pretty much we've run through everything on the schedule that we had out tonight. If there's anything else, I can't believe, Pierce, you didn't bring your trophies tonight. I thought you would have had quite a few.
Like I said to you, it's a bit of a labyrinth up in the loft. Next week,
Yeah.
I'll
Piers,
spend
that's
some
the one
time.
you like, isn't it?
Oh, do you know what? Just wait there 1 minute. I might be able to pull out one trophy at least, or medal.
Oh, here we go.
That's the county cup that he's medal. Where's your one, Si?
In the loft.
In the garden.
In the loft.
With all them 5-a-side trophies that you used to leave there.
I know. I must. The other 3 that I've got upstairs were 5-a-side. There was a few Sandon ones on there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Sandon?
They're the ones that you used to leave in the garden. You used to win the trophy and then take it home, put it on the floor while you had a fag in the back garden. I'd pick you up 3 weeks later and it'd still be there.
But I'm not gonna lie. That Sandon league, like, I'm only gonna say this because Warner's gone off the call now. But like, I used to turn up for that for one of my mate's brothers' teams, and I used to play in goal quite a lot of the time. And I used to get there, and then all of a sudden, like, the team would walk up, and it'd be Danny Warner, and I'd think, oh, I know what I'm going to be doing for most of the night.
No,
Just getting the ball back out the net.
That Sandon League was brutal though because it was a cage. That ball never went out, so you were playing like solidly. It was horrific.
It's the only time. It's only time in a football match that people like getting subbed.
Yeah.
It's the only time I played with Si, and he's actually happy when I booted the ball off. Again, it's the only time he's given me a high five.
To get a rest.
Yeah, someone's got to go and find it when I've just cleared it out of the country.
It used to frustrate me when people used to play the ball off the wall. I used to hate that when they play the ball off the wall.
Come, Piers, what you got?
No, I've got nothing. I thought I'd be able to find at least one medal, but it wasn't where I thought. So if Dave brings Danny back in, give me 2 minutes, I'll find a medal. Promise, one medal.
You've melted them all down and had a
ring,
teeth made or something, can you?
Pierce, I've got a couple I can lend you. Is it gone?
I can't believe that you've got one for the Great British Throwdown, Pottery Throwdown there.
Still down. Still going.
Well, the best thing we could do is wrap it up before he gets back. So
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, let's do that.
Go on.
Yeah,
Let's do
Andy,
that.
that's what you're talking about.
What's that
goal
one?
scorer. That was against you.
Sandon Lee. Oh,
Yeah.
mate, you were mustard. I hate to big you up, but I used to dread it when I used to see you come along. I'd be like, oh no, what's going to happen tonight?
You said about the wall, bounce off the wall. I used to do that to the defender all the time, and then just bounce off the back wall and then ping it in past you.
Here comes the Warner show.
Here comes the.
Oh, here he comes.
Am I back?
Yeah.
So I didn't realise I was back. Well, I found a couple.
Whoa.
A couple.
I found a couple.
Quick.
It was this one.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Got that.
What for?
That was David know this one. Can you see that or not? You can't see that, can you? Can you see that?
Yeah.
County
Dave would know. What is it?
Football
Another boot
Association.
walking challenge.
This is a County Cup 1995-96. Runners up, unfortunately.
That's decent. County Cup.
Yeah, and then I've got this little bad boy. This is probably my favourite medal, and I never even played in the game. See that one now?
Yeah.
They're nice, aren't they?
That is also County Cup. You see it's gold.
Yeah.
Winning County Cup winners. What year was that? That would be 2014.
Was that first one? Was that Gallywood?
Yeah, that was Gallywood. Robbo
Who's the
probably played in
2014?
that.
Chelmer Wanderers.
2014 was Chelmer, yeah. So I managed that one.
Did you say you won it?
Say that again, buddy.
You won it. You won the County Cup.
Yeah, that one's the winners. That was County Cup winners medal.
You said last week, didn't you say you lost at Pitsea, or was that?
No. Other way round. Lost this one.
Yeah.
Which was the one I played in as an under 17s or 16s.
Yeah,
And
we
then-
won at Pitsea from 4-1 down.
Yeah.
I was that the fella scoring a hat trick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Colin Anderson. But yeah, they're the two my two favourite medals actually.
I'm glad we waited for that. They are
There you
nice.
go.
They're nice looking medals, aren't they?
They are. County Cups are decent as well.
Right. And on that note, thank you everybody for writing in your comments tonight. It's been really good again. I've enjoyed it. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching it. Hopefully people will continue to watch it. And in a couple of weeks' time, we'll be actually on that pitch behind Rich, on that picture, and
Excellent.
enjoying ourselves playing football again. So thanks a lot for tuning in tonight. Thank you, boys, for sharing. On your picture, either side, there's a football pitch.
Oh, right. I can't see that. That's why I was looking behind me.
It's the magic of green screen, Rich.
Yeah, what are you doing behind there?
Thank
Join
you,
us next
Danny,
week
for sharing
to make it-
all of those trophies.
You're welcome. I'll get the rest out next week for Naked Thursday. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, don't forget getting dressed up for comic relief. Right,
Make sure you send the memo next week. I'll make sure I'm prepared.
Yeah.
let's make sure that Si's seen your goal again. Look, the face. We caught him. He came back just at the right minute. Right, thank you everyone, and we'll see you all next week. Hopefully.
Good night.
Take care. Have a
Have a
good
good
week.
week.
See you later.
See you soon. Bye.
You guys.
Nice.
Set up.